what I consider two vital decisions to be made by Peter Obi, that should be made by Peter Obi. And this idea came to me after listening to the concerns of somebody like Dele Farutimi. I can't remember one or two other persons speaking in a similar vein like Dele Farutimi. But the question is, how comfortable will Nigerians be with Malam Nasir El-Rufai as a running mate to Peter Obi? Not because he's a Malam. As a matter of fact, a Muslim from the north is necessary to balance the religious equation, not because Nigeria is Christian or Muslim, but as I always said, a modicum of justice and equity. Not religio-political and economic injustices. So if you do one aspect of justice, at least you have done some justice. So the person should still be a Muslim from the north. But the question, should it be Nasir El-Rufai or somebody else? Because if the coalition comes up with Obi and Nasir El-Rufai, and some people cannot just take it because they don't want Nasir El-Rufai for whatever reason. I give example. When he was the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja, the level and rate of demolitions of expensive houses, monumental houses, and to the best of my memory, I think this culture of wanton demolition of people's houses and shops started with Nasir El-Rufai as the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja. And then you started hearing demolition of shanties. You describe people's houses and shops as shanties. Not that you are giving them something better, but just demolishing them for the sake of demolishing them. And they are supposed to find their ways. Not that you settle them properly or you resettle them. No. You just do it heartlessly, wantonly. So, and when he was the governor of Kaduna State, I met somebody by chance in Ilorin. I met somebody from Kaduna by chance in Ilorin, and I asked, how is your governor doing, Malam Nasir El-Rufai? And they said, people are miserable with demolition of their houses and shops. So that is one aspect. Another aspect is the allegation or the fact that he championed the insistence that a Muslim from South Bola Ahmed Tinubu must choose another Muslim from the north as his running mate in the 2023 presidential election. So this type of record coming from this type of record of Nasir El-Rufai. And Dele Farutimi said something in the video that I watched, that how will the people of Southern Kaduna have the joy of going out to vote for Peter Obi with Nasir El-Rufai as his running mate, knowing what he did in their lives negatively. So, if you ask me, Nasir El-Rufai does not have the card, to use the language of the American president, Donald Trump. Nasir El-Rufai does not have the card, if you ask me. But I'm saying now that you ask Nigerians before you decide to accept Nasir El-Rufai as your running mate. Fill out Nigerians. Who will be the electorates? Because the coalition people may have their followers, but their followers cannot supersede the overwhelming majority who are not politicians, but at the receiving end of the actions of the politicians. So it's necessary to find out whether Nigerians are comfortable with Nasir El-Rufai. It's very important. It can discourage from many people not to even vote at all. Somebody like me, when I don't see what looks like a good result, I may decide not to go and waste my vote. So it's necessary, and it's part of sensitivity, to be sensitive to the feelings of the electorates. It's very, very vital. So that's the number one decision. Will Nigerians accept El-Rufai? It's very important. Well, we didn't accept Shetima. That's the truth. Kasim Shetima, we didn't accept him. One, because of certain allegations against him in relation to the Boko Haram crisis in Nigeria, and also, of course, the fact that he's a Muslim from the north running with a Muslim from south, the so-called Muslim presidential ticket. Now Muslim presidency of Nigeria is part of the reason many Nigerians did not really like, even not all Muslims buy that idea, because Muslims who have sense of justice will not buy it, and I want to assume they didn't. So now that we want justice, we want to change the situation. If Nasir El-Rufai has become a born-again politician who want to reverse the mess that he was part of, let him, as a born-again, support Peter Obi and Yusuf Baba, Dati Baba Ahmed, who Nigerians, to the best of my thinking, will prefer. Because the record and disposition of Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed suits Nigerians. And yes, if there is absolute need to find somebody else, then let the person not be with question mark as much as possible. Even Peter Obi has question mark. But, we hope that he will control his religious emotionalism. That's my own personal concern, because enough of politicization of Islam and Christianity. Nigeria's constitution prohibits state religion. So you must stop imposing Christianity and Islam as Nigeria's religions. Nigeria has no religion in going by Nigeria's constitution. So anyway, that's the first thing for Peter Obi to decide. Do most Nigerians prefer or not mind Nasir El-Rufai, or they would rather prefer Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed? And this is the second decision you have to make. If Nigerians don't want Nasir El-Rufai, but Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed, or somebody like him from the north, somebody of his disposition and record from the north, if the coalition cannot shift, or no prospects for Dati Baba Ahmed or somebody else that appeals to Nigerians, what do you do? And I've said, leave the coalition, form your own coalition, possibly starting, with the political party of Omoyele Sowore, who I believe will not mind offering you, ensuring that is Omoyele Sowore and his party, I believe, will be magnanimous enough to allow Peter Obi and Dati Ahmed to run on their platform, as with the Labour platform in 2023. The issue with the Labour Party is that this is a party controlled by the likes of Joe Ajaero and Festus Osifo, who ditched the Nigerian workers in 2024. Started with asking for 250,000 minimum wage because of the economic situation, and ending up getting 70,000 as minimum wage after whining and dining with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. More importantly, I took note that those who knew Festus Joe Ajaero said, he will eventually ditch the workers, because they said they knew him. And that was exactly what he did. So, to now think Joe Ajaero and Festus Osifo will be chieftains of a political party that Nigerians can trust. I know many Nigerians don't think, but maybe suffering has brought some sense into more Nigerians than hitherto. That they cannot think they can be led by a political party dominated by Ajaero and Osifo. So that one too is very crucial. So, and I want to believe one thing: those who are not comfortable with this, with the leaders of this coalition in which Obi is now, we only be happy to move to where it goes. Yeah, because the point is that Nigerians want a difference that some of these old cargoes may not really bring, because the All Progressive Congress promised El Dorado but brought worse hardship than hitherto. So, what is in promising? Tinubu has never been tired of promising. In 2015, they said they were going to sell fuel for 50 naira. It didn't happen. It went up and up and up till more than 200,000, with more than 200 and something naira. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he said, we heard that they have increased fuel price. We will bring it down, only to bring it up. Eh? And even removing subsidies from other things, and paying workers less than living wage, and asking students to come for loan rather than fund the education. So you don't really know what is happening to Nigeria's petroleum and what benefit Nigerians are enjoying from having petroleum in their soil. So these are issues that, if the coalition is not disposed to somebody better than Nasir El-Rufai, somebody more assuring than Nasir El-Rufai, you have to decide, are you staying there or you are moving to a party with which Nigerians will be comfortable? And the running mate issue. So those are the two decisions. They are congruent, and so they are two sides of the same coin. The issue of running mate decision, the issue of the rightful coalition decision. So you can start your own coalition and test your popularity even, because Nigerians can no longer take it lightly with people who promised and failed 2015 to 2023. And now coming up with another coalition and change and using another language. Politicians from America to Nigeria, they are difficult to trust. We know what Donald Trump was saying before he got power. I will end the Ukraine war in 24 hours. After he got power, he didn't even talk about it for about 2 weeks before people started reminding him. But you said you will end this war within 24 hours. 2 weeks after, you are not even saying anything. Then all this, Jesus is the Lord, that he was shouting to fool Christians. And after he get power, the war in Ukraine is worse than before Donald Trump, because he started saying rubbish that Zelensky was the cause of the war and rubbish things like that, as if he was drunk, So that is the issue. I hope I've not belabored it, that you make your choice regarding your running mate. Is very important. It's very, very important. Very, very vital. Your political platform is very, very vital. But this time, hung on not just you, but even your running mate. Because Tinubu's running mate was problematic. So don't make your own running mate problematic. So decide your running mate, decide your political party. Is it still the coalition for justifiable reasons, or another coalition to be put together by Peter Obi and his like minds, acceptable to Nigerians?